This is Hannah Fletcher, and I am speaking with KSENIA. I am so excited.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for thanks for coming on. I'm a huge fan. I think that you're gorgeous. You're so talented. I'm really excited to be able to speak with you today.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to meet you.
So I love to understand origin stories. So I'm going to pose the question to you: when and how did you start to get your foot in the door for exploring the realm of music?
Well, I'm from a musical family. My mom was a piano teacher. My dad is a guitar player. So music was in my family since I was a kid, and I always wanted to sing so much, and always wanted to perform. I was like a kindergarten star. So performing is just like part of me, and especially singing, especially like Backstreet Boys and Spice Girls. I always thought I was Baby Spice. Like I used to study choreography with my friends. She was like Jerry and I was Baby Spice. I was make two ponytails and I was like, my lover, you gotta get with my friends.
Megan. That's so cute. So this has been something that you've been passionate about since you were very young, which I think is awesome. What was your family and friends' reaction when you decided that you wanted to make this move and to really, take the step in your career and pursue this as a career? What did you have a lot of support, or what did that look like for you?
Well, my mom always wanted me to have like a real job, to be like a lawyer or a doctor because they had legal problems and medical problems. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's like, could you listen? That's a good reason to have your kid go be a lawyer or a
Yeah, they're
doctor.
like, you should
Saying,
be.
I'm like, you're
And
smart.
then I wanted, like, honestly, I wanted to be a policewoman growing up because I had like a strong sense of what's right and what's wrong. And I wanted to arrest them. I'm just kidding. But I, um, I didn't get much support because they didn't think it was a real job. I always had this job as a gig. I was singing my whole life. I started working like since I was 15. I was working as a clown and I was singing at night at local, like we had like three restaurants in my hometown. I'm from a very small hometown called Nahotka. So I was like a star of Nahotka. I was performing at night. I was a clown during the day. I went to my high school, so I was just like super busy. And I was making more money than my parents at that time doing that. So, singing pays well when you like sing on the weekend. Then I went to university and that was my gig as well on the weekend. I would go sing. So, I mean, singing is just something that came naturally. And I also love, I mean, it took me some time to learn English because I wasn't writing songs in Russian. But in English, it took me some time to learn English because in English, anything sounds cool, to be honest. Like you can sing about tree, but like, and if it's in English language, Russian is really hard language. You can't sing about trees. It's gonna sound like a threatening song. But in the in English, you can make anything sound cool. So, and also as a Russian person, we have a very deep soul and we love to suffer. And I used to like identify with all the like heartbreak songs.
That makes
So, and I know how to feel deeply. And then I would try to capture emotions in songwriting. So when someone listens to the song, they know what I'm talking about. I also love psychology. So.
I could do. My degree's in acting, so that's why I loved moving. That's why I moved out to LA in the first place. And I think people are so fascinated. That's why I liked acting. It was like the
Yeah.
idea of, like studying other people and just like incorporating things. It's psychology is great, honestly. Probably would have loved to have like a minor in psych, would have been neat back in the day, but it is what it is. But that's really neat. I love your answer to that. Also, that's so funny what you said about like identifying with the heartbreak side of things, just because of even just having such a, Russians are just strict, overall. I mean, but you guys are awesome, I think. But yeah, very no nonsense, I'll say
No,
that.
no, we just, yeah, we
Yeah,
pretty straightforward.
yeah, no, for sure. I have to ask you, so I want to talk about social media because that's a really big platform for you. I mean, you're right around that 500,000 mark for followers, which I think is awesome. What is it like developing your career and using social media as kind of like the assist to it all? Like how has that process been for you, and how do you balance like any negativity that could come in the realm of social media? Obviously there's a lot of positivity and support, but everybody gets some form of negativity. How are you kind of balancing that and processing that as well?
I don't know. I don't really care about negative comments. I love to
Good.
read bad, you know. Somehow I have such a I can take a like a hard look at myself. I'm not taking myself too seriously. If somebody is like bullying me, I don't really get too upset. It's kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Unless it's a death threat that I've started getting when Russia Ukraine thing happened. I
Oh,
was just getting a lot of um, mean messages that were like that wishing me that I was dead, and I'm like, look, I didn't even do anything. Like I'm an American, you know, I'm Russian American. I'm pursuing my dreams in California. What does it do? Do I have to do with any of this? But I think social media it could be a great tool. You know, it could be a
mm,
great tool to to let everybody know that here I am doing what I love.
yeah.
It's been challenging for me because of the niche that I'm going after. Niche is
Mhm.
singing. At first, it was like sad singing. Then I discovered that I was a little funny, so I started doing stand-up comedy. Then I was going after sad singing and stand-up comedy, and then I was like, well, that doesn't really go well together. How about I do musical comedy? And now I became a rapper. So for me, the challenging thing to figure out what kind of content I put out, because social media and Instagram and TikTok, they love niche. And
Yeah.
what is my niche, you know? So I've been doing raps as right now, and I'm having fun. Like whatever I do, I just try to have fun with everything that I do, and I've been having medium amount of fun.
You are very funny. Not a medium amount. No, I noticed that when I was looking at your content. I First of all, I want to say great job with your content. You're very consistent. The content looks great. I understand the trials and tribulations of navigating the niche realm of it all. I've had so many different types of content that I've tried to make throughout the years, and everybody always says niche down, and you're like, don't put me in a box. But then it's like, oh, it's not you, it's the algorithm that's gonna put me in a box. It's so hard. Um, but
Totally, like
yeah.
it's less and less about niche. Like my niche is comedy, so whatever I do needs to be funny, and it's also kind of a pressure because like sometimes I'm not that funny, like I'm not that delightful, but I because if it's a post, it has to be funny caption. If it's a song, it has to have a personality or some kind of funny tweak in it. If it's a stand-up clip, it has to be funny. So everything I do, or if it's my reports that I'm doing with a fake
I
microphone,
love the reports. Is it a fake mic? Don't tell me it's a fake
it's
mic. Is
not,
it fake?
it's not a real mic. It's just like a
It's,
karaoke mic.
okay, that's what I thought. I was like, wait, yeah, I love the reports. I was gonna go there too. I
Thank
love the
you,
reports.
thank you. I'm so
Yeah,
glad. Sometimes I think nobody's watching, but I guess some people watching.
I am. So I mean, there you go. You just keep making them just for Hannah, and everybody else is an added bonus.
I'm gonna send you directly my report.
Thank you. This is for Hannah, no one else. No, I love the reports, and I think that you're opening yourself up in that way too. I will say with your content, I think that you're at least in the umbrella of comedy. So
Yeah.
as long as you're kind of going in that direction, I think that that's why you're still seeing certain levels of success for sure. Now, you're doing musical comedy, which is
Yes.
so cool. You're really standing out. People don't do that very much. I mean, we see stand up all the time, we see musical theater, we see straight up singers, but you really did musical comedy. When did you decide to make that switch from just pursuing music? Because you've worked with great producers in the industry too. When did you decide to kind of say, okay, cool, I'm going to take this passion and now I have this passion and I'm going to fuse these two together and do this?
When I realized that, enough is enough. I'm kidding. No,
I was like,
Exactly.
okay.
Like when I was doing my musical, like my sad singing shows,
Yes.
that's how I discovered that when I talk between the songs and I'm not trying really to, I'm talking about heartbreak and everyone's dying laughing. I'm like,
Yeah.
there's something wrong with all of you guys, or is it me? Then I took a stand-up class, and then stand-up kind of came easier because you really have to do is to have like funny material and the delivery. And so what I've discovered is that I get to do stand-up a lot, and then through stand-up I get to do my music. So that's how it works right now.
Hmm.
I don't so I don't I get invited to perform, and I get to do my music more than if I just did music. So I don't know how it works, but and I came to my producer at some point and I was like, you know what? I want to become a rapper. And he was like, whoa, no, I don't think so. I'm like, but you're like, you're Russian, you have an accent. I'm like, I don't care. Like, he's like, well, then don't put my name on it.
Iggy
Oh,
Azalea was Australian. She's a rapper. She was real good.
yeah, I don't know. Have you heard Russian rappers? It's kind of scary, you
I
know? Like,
don't think I have heard Russian rap. Maybe yeah, I haven't heard of Russian rappers.
it might be I haven't seen any Russian rappers unless they're like born here because this is the language that I learned. This is
Hmm.
not my native language. So rapping in it, it's a little challenging, but I've been really working on my speech and making like making my mouth move a certain way. You know, it's daily exercises and everything, so I can speak and people understand me, and I can tell jokes and people understand me. So, anyways, now my producer thinks I'm a pretty good rapper, and
That's
I've been rapping for the last 3 years, and I'm about to release a song. It's called Fake. It's goes like this:
yes. Go ahead.
Fake. Bitch, please, I'm not trying to be your bestie. Fake. Fake. I'm
I
sorry, I'm sorry. I'm just so weird. I'm so sorry.
No, no, I love it because I was gonna ask you about that. I saw that being teased on your social media. Also, great concept, you know? I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, what are you most excited about with your fans being able to get their hands on this single? What do you really what are you thrilled about with this release coming up?
I I think this song is kind of a banger. Every time I perform it, people just instantly rap along. And this is like a good indication that this song has like a hit potential.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's pretty honest. I know that rap music, like I've been researching a lot of rap music, like it tends to kind of like tear another woman apart, which I don't like. I like to build a woman.
Yes,
I like
exactly.
to like my next single is gonna it's called I'm not your side dish, I'm the main course. So like
Oh,
just don't want women to ever settle for being nothing less than number one.
exactly. That's so
Uh,
good. I love that you're like spreading positivity through this endeavor though. That's really nice. Like you said, that's kind of not really the rap climate that we're in right now. We
yeah,
see people kind of just going after each other a little bit.
yeah, I think, but FAKE is specifically me being straightforward about this kind of LA culture, and
Yes.
a lot of people are fake, and it's for me as a Russian person, I don't want to say that I'm better than everyone else, but if I don't like someone, you can see it in my face, or I won't be friends with them because of something, because they still can do something for me. Like I don't do that. I can be friends if there's a genuine connection. If there is no genuine connection, I can't. So, but there are a lot of people that are fake and they tell you things that sound good and at the moment, and you know how you can in a way you can never make any plans like, oh yeah,
Right.
sure, let's see each other next week. Yeah, oh my god, so good to see you. Oh wow. And then you like in Russia, if you like, oh my god, it's so good to see you, let's meet. In my we meet. We don't just
Yes.
say, we never say things just to say it. So
No.
to me, I don't know why people do it. Maybe it's just like a conversation starter or conversation continuation, but it's weird to me that it is what it is. And you know, maybe I should try it, maybe something to look into.
No, honestly, is keep the way that you are because we need that, especially out here. It is very hard. I had one person in particular that this person was like, "Oh, I can do I'll bring you over here." And it was very much in alignment with my career and my career path. And I was just ultimately so like let down by the fact that these like promises to my face at this event were like coming through and then they never came to fruition. And it was so heartbreaking because like I'm not that kind. If I say that I want to hang out with you or meet you, even if we don't become best friends, I definitely am looking to, get to know you more as a person. And also I like the idea of getting to know somebody aside from what it is that, if I met them through an interview. That's how I meet a lot of people. Like we'll just connect and we'll stay in touch after that. It's like, well, I care about you as a person too. I don't just care about what it is that you are focused on in LA. Like I'd love to know your morals and values and like what you stand for and like who you are as a person. And like I'd love to be your friend and just go to the Goodwill. Like I don't mind. We'll go thrifting. Like it's fine. I love that about you though. I think that that's really nice. I had a Russian ballet teacher growing up. I will tell you one thing. That man was strict. He was awesome. And I was never wondering what he was thinking. Always just right away, just knew. That's why I do respect the Russian culture so much because I'm never wondering where anybody's head's at. I know, and I appreciate that a lot that we have such a people pleasing culture. And I think that that's kind of what the big difference is. So no, stay true to who you are because I admire you for that a lot, for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
curious to oh, go ahead.
no, I support this message.
Okay. Vote for Ksenia. I'm
I
curious
put
to
this yes, exactly. KSENIA for president.
Ksenia 2024. I would love to ask you about so what I think is very fascinating is writing stand-up is not easy, and then writing music is not easy. So you're writing kind of both at the same time because you're also, I mean, you have accompaniment as well, right? When you perform or you accompany yourself in some way, shape, or form sometimes. So
Either
what
back. Sorry.
yeah, yeah, backtrack.
You can say again. I'm so sorry. I interrupted you.
No, no, no. I was getting that. I was kind of grasping for that because I want to make sure that I get like the correct term musically. So you have the backing track even, but you still have to formulate what that looks like. So what does your process of bringing all of this together, like how long does it take for you to really write like a song for your set or even obviously you're performing multiple songs sometimes. What does that process look like for you?
Well, it's easy to write when you have a clear idea and
Hmm.
the angle for the song. Like the last song we were writing with my music producer, it was about hitting the rock bottom. So when you hit the rock bottom, you suddenly figure out your way in life, and there's only way up from the rock bottom.
Hmm.
So it's been my goal to hit the rock bottom, and so that's what the song is about. So when we have an angle, it's really easy to write. It takes an hour and a half. It's just, and yeah, my music producer is really good collaborator. I write outline of what I want to talk about, and then we just start like finishing each other's sentences. So this is how it goes, and laugh, and we laugh, we like die laugh when we write. So it doesn't really take that long. If it's a rap or if it's more complex, because like FAKE, I didn't want to sound like a hater. It's like because it comes off kind of aggressive, but you gotta have to like find the right angle for writing a correct message that you want to write. So that took a little longer to write, maybe like 3 hours, but it's not. It's it's hours. It's not like days. And then my producer does his magic with his beats and stuff, and I go and work on that flow because it doesn't really come naturally. And then and when it comes to performing, I just usually like see where am I performing. If it's like I was just performing at the Catalina Jazz Club, and I felt like I should sing my musical jazzy songs. So and whatever is appropriate to the to the venue and whatever I feel like, oh, like I've performed this song so much, I want to do this song now. Because I don't want to be performing the same thing over and over, right? So,
Mhm.
and stand up wise, things just happen to me daily and I make notes. Or I think of stuff, I make notes. Or I watch something and makes me think, or I watch something and it makes me think of something, I make notes. So the self-deprecation sense of humor that I have, it's always like some kind of opinion or how it has to do with me. Or, you know, I just was working on a set, whole bit about hitting the rock bottom. So, and I would think of all the things that happens to you when you hit the rock bottom. And then I would depends on the song that I sing. I would have like a segue into the song, and I would come up with a bunch of jokes for the song. So when I rap AKE, I have all these jokes about fake people. Like I was at the mall talking. Oh, so people in LA are fake. I was at the mall talking to this guy, and I realized he was a mannequin. It's weird. It's
Oh my God.
kind of silly. And then it's actually this is my favorite joke. It's not a joke. It's a joke, but it's not as funny because it's really true. In LA, you think you have friends, but these are just people who are trying to see what they can get out of you, which makes it very difficult to get anything out of them. It's yes, but you
It's
know, there is no joke without truth in it.
no, absolutely. You have to. Could we, I don't know if you have anything in the works or not, so if you do, only speak to whatever you can share. But do you think one day we will see a stand-up special of yours with like a best of, and it's all of what you've been working at clubs and gigging with?
I am working on 1 hour of musical comedy. It's called
Okay.
Retro Hollywood. The theme is just like coming to Hollywood and making your dreams come true. And that's what America is about. You come here from anywhere in the world and you can make things happen if you work hard enough and smart enough. And so I've been working on this for a while now on the show. I did one version of it last Hollywood Fringe. I had a run of that show. And then I taped it and I looked at it and we wrote more songs for it. And now it has more of an arc, beginning, middle, and end. And this is my story of coming to America. And I'm gonna put it up again soon, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna put it up sometime in November to try it out again. Because I want it to be like a musical comedy special, and I don't know
Mm.
which platform it. But at first, I will have to run it. I will have to run it enough
Right.
to make sure it's funny. There's laughter every 15 seconds with all the songs in it. And I'm actually going to my piano player tonight to try new songs to see
That's awesome.
which key that are good for me and what kind of arrangement he can come up with. So this is all creative process that I love.
That's so fun. I'm excited for you. No, I didn't realize that you had the ability to take it to Fringe too. That's a great place to workshop it as well. I saw a few of the Fringe shows, and it's I love Fringe. Now you mentioned laughter every 15 seconds. Is that kind of like a psychological like rule of thumb, or like talk to me about that? That's interesting. I've never heard that before.
It's like a TV standard to have a laughter every
Every
15.
15 seconds.
Yeah,
Boy, that's interesting.
a lot of pressure.
That is a lot of prep. I guess if now Ksenia, now every time I go and watch a stand-up special, and I watch a lot like in my
Now
free,
you're gonna be like, okay,
I'm gonna be like timing it on my phone.
having this.
Shoot you a DM and be like, this one was 16. Now what? You know? No, it's so funny. I didn't realize that though. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for speaking with me. You have so much going on. Congratulations with everything. Really, I'm very excited for you, and I'm so glad that you were able to take all of your passions and really build it out into this one unique, funny career path. I'm really excited for you. You're very, very talented.
Yes, thank you so much. True pleasure talking to you. You're such a wonderful person. I can see it. I can feel it.
Thank you. Likewise, likewise. We'll stay in touch for sure. Thank you so much again.